Okay, in this video, we're going to do exercise 30, drawing flats on Croquis. We're actually doing the same thing, but this time we're going to use a Croquis instead of a grid. So if you go to Blackboard, you're going to see this Croquis made available to you. So save that on your computer. And then when you open it, I want you guys to open it by going to File, Open as a Smart Object. Now this is if you have a Mac. If you have a PC, I believe there's an option that says Place, and it will open it as a smart object. But if you have the Mac, this is where you go. So I have that file saved, and I'm going to open this. Now, this is like working on a mannequin. You can create patterns by either using measurements and using a grid like we did last time, or you can drape it on a mannequin. So in this video, we are doing it more like draping on a mannequin, and we are going to use this object to work on. Now, again, if you want, you can have your rulers showing. So you can say, be your rulers, and your rulers are going to show. If you want to have guides, you can have those, or you can adjust them. You can have guides in certain places. So usually when you are doing this on a mannequin, you use tape as you're draping to know where you are. So I'm going to place this here. You can add more of those. And if you want to get rid of these, you can always go to View, Show, and unclick guides, and you'll get rid of those. Now we're in the middle. These guys are in the middle of our picture. So we can start working on our pattern on one half of the body, and we're going to make a dress very similar to what we have done last time. But now that you know a little bit, we're going to do a V-neck again, and we have our shoulders. We can see our armholes. So we'll start creating. I would create a new layer and lock this so that we don't make any changes to this. We're going to make everything here. So first we need to start with our path. So you're going to select the pen tool to start the path. And I'm going to start with this point, go to the shoulder, and go here. Of course, here you want to, before you release it, I released it, so I can't change it, but let me Command Z out of this. So when you're here, you want to go here and don't release the mouse, just work on this to give it a little bit of a curve. I think this is good. And then to get back here, okay, you're going to use the Option key when you get to here. So let me go back and do this again. Okay, so we finished that. So we released the mouse. You come to this point, click on it, but don't release it. Just bend it to give that curve for the armhole. Okay, and then on the Mac, you have to click, get back. I mean, you release your hand from the mouse, but get back to that anchor point and hold the Option key and click on it, and then click on your next point. I believe this is the Shift key on the PC. Okay, we're going to continue with our dress. So we're going to go here, and depending on where you want your dress to go. So let's go here. And then we come here. And we're going to fix things. So now I can go to my path selection or direct selection tool. Path selection will help me move the whole path. I don't need that. I'm going to use direct selection and get rid of the anchor points by clicking anywhere, and then find the point where you want to fix. So I'm going to just line this up. This one, I want to make it more like an A-line dress. So I'm going to go like this. Here, if you just get rid of the croquis, you'll see that your skirt has a really sharp corner here. So I want to curve that corner a little bit. So to do that, you're going to go to your pen and you can say convert point, and you can come to that point and curve it just a bit. Now we can look at it here. Okay, now that we are done with this, now we're going to select it, copy it, paste it, and then we'll have the rest of our pattern. So to select it, you have to go to your path selection tool, and your path is going to be right here. This is your work path. So you select it. Now you can copy it and then paste it. And when you paste it, there's another one right on top of it here. Now I'm going to transform path and flip it. My mouse is not working so well. Flip horizontal. And now you can select it and bring it here. And your guides help you get those corners on top of each other. So I think we are good here. Okay, so our path is selected. Now we have to select the entire path. So to do that, you're going to use, again, your path selection tool here. Click on one side of the path, hold the shift key, and click on the other side. Now you can go to, on the path, there's a little selection icon here. It says load path as a selection. Click on this. Now you have everything selected. Now while you're on this layer, you can stroke this so that you have the outline of this, because the path, remember, is invisible. You don't see that in a layer unless you stroke it with a pixel-based color. So let's, okay, now we have our outline. We can deselect, and now we can fill this. Go to your fill, and well, if you want to use black, we can do the black. Okay, so now we have our outline. And you're pretty much done at this point. Like here, for example, I feel like the dress is still a little too sharp on these edges. So what I'm going to do is go to my work path. We need to be in the direct selection tool to be able to move our selections. So I'm going to make this a little bit wider here. On these, I can use my pen tool. I can use the convert point tool and get rid of this for now so that I can see this. We can zoom that in. I want to fix that anchor point a little bit. Okay, I think that looks a whole lot better. And I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'll curve that in a little bit. Okay, I think it's better now. Now I'm going to do my selection again. So I'm going to go to my pad selection tool. So select it, hold Shift key, select the other side, and then select the outline. And I'm going to go to my stroke and use black again to do my stroke. And now that I made it a little bit wider on here, I'm just going to fill those spots with black. Okay, I fixed my dress. I can deselect. And if you want to get rid of the guides, let's go to View, Show, and get rid of guides. And we are done. We can use the rectangle tool to put a belt here to make it more interesting. You know, you can select a different fill colors. And if you want to use the ellipse tool, you can also create a little belt buckle. I mean, you don't need to do a whole lot here because this is more like a pattern, but we are basically done here. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. When you're saving it, make sure you have selected Photoshop. Otherwise, it may save it as a PDF document or something else. So make sure it is Photoshop here so that it saves it as a PSD file, and then you can save it. Okay, we are done.